Okay guys, it's early morning. Been waiting to do this video for a while. Today will be the first day to actually get this car out to the track. So I've given you guys teased introductions and whatnot up till now, but now I'm going to give you the formal introduction. This is my 1983 Porsche 944. It's been converted from a 4-cylinder front engine car with a bell housing and torque tube and rear transaxle into a LS swap turbo 400 8.8 rear car. This is the car that I wanted to build to be able to show everybody what I get asked the most when it comes to my turbo kits. What could actually be done with just a stock junkyard LS motor? No modifications done to it. The short answer is you at least usually have to do valve springs, which are included in my kit, and that's what this motor entails. This is a junkyard 5.3. It does have the Camaro intake on it for hood clearance reasons. Sorry about the sun glare. It's early morning here. We're getting ready to actually go to the track. This motor, this junkyard 5.3, the only thing done to it are the injectors, 80-pound Siemens Decas, just like they come in my kit, and the valve springs, just like they come in my kit. And it's currently just on a street tune I put on it. Pretty mild base map. I think we're currently only at around 11 or 12 psi, and I think right around 15 degrees timing. We're going to go over and get some footage and see what it actually mile an hours and can trap. I'm going to be just foot braking it because I do have the stock 28 spline axles in the rear for the Mustang rear, so I'm not going to trans brake launch or anything, just do some foot brake launches just to see what she'll do. It's a small 76mm turbo, and I think it does have a 10-pound wastegate spring. I do have the boost controller turned up a little bit. I think I'm around 11.5 psi. So now we got about an hour drive to the track, and we'll pick up some footage there hopefully, or with some time slips and whatnot, and see what this thing actually can do with a just bone stock, stock cam, stock heads, stock valves, 5.3. Alright guys, up in the lane sitting, got a big headwind going, track's about 50 degrees, 55 degrees I think they said, so I don't know how traction's going to be. I'm just going to foot brake the car light and see what she does. Should have a result here for you soon. Alright, foot braked it off the launch there. I couldn't really get any boost or anything. It wanted to push through the brakes, so I wasn't able to really get a lot of high stall, but the pass felt good. It was smooth. Shift light for $6,000 was back on again after the at the finish line. So definitely made some power, definitely did some pulling. I didn't look at the boost, but I did data log it, so we'll be able to find out exactly what it was.
Hello.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Looks like a 1065 at 127. Ten 1065 at 127 with only a 1.660 foot, 102 in the 8. So not too bad for only a wastegate pressure, just about. Get back here and watch the data log and see exactly what boost it made. Alright, so watching the data log back here, my dirty screen, it appears that I averaged around 175 kPa to 178. That's about 10.8 to 11.3 psi. So an average of 11 psi was all that pass was. Air fuel ratios, for the most part, a little rich, somewhere between 11.3 and 11.7 the whole way. Right about where you want it. Torque converter seems to be good. You see that on the shifts it drops down about 700 RPM. I could probably wind it out a little bit further in each gear. Engine coolant stayed nice and cool, never got above 185. And intake air temperatures, highest I saw there was a 95. So I'm going to turn the boost up a little bit. My goal today is to try to find out what it'll do on 14 psi and 14 degrees timing, and possibly try to get a launch out of it. Like I said, that was only a 1.601 60 foot, so that's not very good. I red lighted a little bit, negative 005. Eighth mile was kind of lackluster, only 102 mile an hour. I really got to get that up. So, but I didn't spin off the line at all. That's the good news. I only launched around 3,000 RPM though, with no two-step. So I'll get a more video for you as we go. We got a video of the pass, and we'll try to get a couple more. Alright guys, I'm back home from the track. This will be towards the end of my video here. Got some couple passes. My girlfriend filmed a couple. She didn't get some of the fast ones. But here's 4 of the passes that the car didn't spin on. The track was very cold, and we had rain for like the last 4 or 5 days. So they never got it quite all the way dried out. So I wasn't able to push the launch RPM too high. But here was my first pass, a 10.6. This was on foot brake, little above idle, launch, nothing real hard above idle. I think about 2,000 RPM. Notice that it barely mile an hour in the 8th, only 102. Well, this was on 11 psi and 15 degrees timing. Then I started tweaking with the timing a little bit, or with the boost. I'm sorry, I brought the boost up a little bit and the two-step up a little bit. The launch, I mean, dropped it down to let me see if I have these right. Yeah, I dropped it down to a 10.29 after some tweaking. There was a couple passes in between there. You can see that was 11 o'clock and this was almost 1 o'clock, so there was some time in between where I played with it. This one here was almost right away again, like 10 minutes later, and I got it down to a 10.2. That would have been at 14 pounds of boost and 14 degrees timing. Well, so I thought, and I'll explain it to you in a second. And 009 light, 145 60 foot. That was around 3,000 RPM launch. A little over 3,000. Then I came back again 10 minutes later, right back into the lanes, and same boost, same timing, just a little more two-step, and brought it down to a 141 60 foot and won a 10.18. But what I found was this here pass right here was this log. What I found in this log was that something was causing timing to be pulled away. Let's see here. Right here you can see my intake air temperatures at the bottom. Now this is first pull, I'm sorry. Let me open up the right log file here. Right here. Alright. So as you can see, this is the pool going down. The red line at the top's RPM. There's shifting to second. There's shifting to third, so forth. What I want you to pay attention to is the timing here. I wanted to be at 14 degrees. Come on, the glare is horrible. And as the pass went down, it kept pulling more and more and more. It ended up pulling me all the way down to 12.5 degrees timing because of the intake air temperatures. Let's see if I can get rid of some of this glare here for you guys. There we go. So the intake air temperatures from going right back in the lanes over and over are starting to get high, and up to 122 degrees, which ain't hateful, but I have the tune set up for methanol injection, even though I don't have methanol injection on it yet. And basically what I have it doing is I have it set here to pull anytime the intake air temperatures get above 113, and this would be the row it would go off of right here. At anytime you're in boost, it starts to pull more and more timing as the temperatures go up. So here's why it started to pull this 1 and 2 degrees here, or so out, because the intake temperatures were getting high. So definitely bone stock 5.3 definitely has a chance to run 9s. The track wasn't all the way there. It wasn't even getting my exact timing I wanted, and still won a 10-1 at 130 mile an hour, almost a 1,360 foot. That was around 3,500 RPM launch. I did come back and try to do a 3,800 RPM launch right away, and it just blew the tires off. Track wouldn't hold it, and it was worse than it had been earlier. People had brought mud and stuff up the grass where everybody parks was really wet. So I hope this helps a lot of you guys, when it comes to understanding that these motors have so much potential even stock. This is a high mileage, doesn't smoke, doesn't use oil though, but it's high mileage, 5.3 liter out of like an 02 to 03 Silverado, stock cam, stock head, and the motor's never been touched. It's never been opened. The valve covers were taken off, and a set of drop-in springs were put into it. And then just one of a 76 millimeter turbo kit. This just gives you an idea on what you guys can expect out of one of these when you buy one of my turbo kits and you just want to do an entry level. We're talking a 2,800 pound car here, which is on par with, like a Mustang notchback, other small cars. This thing's almost in the 9s. Would have ran 9s. I'll probably end up getting 9s out of this before it's said and done, but they already told me they want me to put a roll cage in it, so that's going to add some weight. But yeah, 9s on a bone stock 5.3. I YouTubed. I didn't hit a 9, but you guys can see it would have. I mean, it was dropping steadily. If the track was there and the timing hadn't been being pulled out, it would have definitely it would hit a 9. I'm not going to claim to have a 9-second stock motor, but we all know that it's going to do it. It's just a matter of letting it cool down so it doesn't pull timing and getting a sticky track, so I can actually launch the thing at some higher RPM. But I did look around on YouTube, and everybody that's claiming to hit 9s on a stock motor, all of them have a cam. I didn't find any that didn't. You might, but I didn't. I looked around and saw a couple of them, and they all had something done to them. This one is bone stock, never done anything to it. Just the 80-pound injectors that come with my kit, valve springs that come with my kit, and a turbo kit, and then some tuning. That's it. Borderline 9-second car, which will be a 9-second car. This was its first hits and its first time out, so even the suspension and stuff was something I was kind of worried about. I didn't know how this car was going to launch. I didn't know if it was going to do anything silly. But she launches straight. She pulls straight as an arrow. Kind of tries to lift the front driver's side tire a little, like my Datsun used to do, and just goes. So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, share the videos, and look forward to more from me.